Obama on Obamacare's flaws, an assessment. President Obama has published an essay on Obamacare in the Journal of the American Medical Association. While it hit a lot of the Affordable Care Act's high points, it was also pretty frank that the health law has some weaknesses that need to be fixed. Margot Sanger-Katz and Reed Abelson, two New York Times reporters who have been covering Obamacare, discuss the policy changes that the president wants. Reed, I thought he was pretty realistic in talking about the need to make various fixes to the law. That's been an issue since it was passed in 2010. There is a fairly broad consensus that the law could be changed to make it work better, even among its supporters. What did surprise me was the president's admission that affordability remains a real concern for many people, even with subsidies. Margot, but the president wasn't talking about little tweaks. I feel that he recommended at least two pretty substantial policy changes. The idea of offering more subsidies to buy health insurance has been talked about before, but certainly not by the Obama administration. His essay seems like a real acknowledgement that health insurance still isn't affordable enough for some people. We've talked before about hearing from higher income people who still can't afford health insurance. Between premiums and deductibles, some people are spending more than 25% of their incomes on care, according to an Urban Institute report. Reed, some of that problem with high prices was supposed to be solved by more competition among health insurance companies. Which gets to the second important change, I think, adding a Medicare-like public plan in areas of the country where there remain too few companies offering plans on the state marketplaces. I noticed the president didn't dwell on the increasing number of failures among the co-ops, the nonprofit insurers created by the law to serve as something akin to the so-called public option. The fact that the president admitted that the law had not succeeded in increasing competition everywhere was an important concession. But what do you think of the idea of having a government-operated plan compete along with private insurers, something along the lines of what Medicare does today with the private Medicare Advantage plans? Margot, I think the public option was definitely the biggest headline out of the president's piece. And it's interesting to see so many Democrats converge around this policy idea, which was talked about when the Affordable Care Act was being written, but was ultimately axed from the law because of lack of support. Hillary Clinton just came out strongly for something similar over the weekend, though she's expressed milder support before. And Bernie Sanders was also cheering for a public option during his Clinton endorsement speech Tuesday. Seems like a real shift leftward for 2 out of 3 of them. Considering that a public option has almost no chance of passing in Congress, it's unclear why it is having such a moment. I guess it's a good political halfway point between Obamacare as it exists, and a single-payer system, which excites a lot of Democratic voters.